We live in an era that rewards the loud. Modern society tells us that to be seen is to exist, that to be heard is to have power. From social media feeds to corporate boardrooms, the world seems to belong to whoever shouts the loudest, dominates the conversation, and broadcasts every thought, every emotion, every move in real time. But look closer. Watch the rooms you walk into. Notice who actually controls them. It's rarely the man doing all the talking. The man who constantly seeks validation through his voice is usually masking an internal deficit. He speaks because he's afraid of what happens if the room goes quiet. He needs you to believe he's important. Now, look at the man in the corner. He isn't antisocial. He isn't shy. He's simply observant. He listens while others perform. He calculates while others boast. He possesses a rare, dangerous form of currency in the 21st century: absolute self-possession. History and psychology point to the same counterintuitive truth. True power doesn't bark. It doesn't beg for attention. True power is quiet. Today, we decode the psychology of the silent man, why the men who speak the least are often the most dangerous, the most resilient, and secretly the most powerful people in any room.
Human nature abhors a vacuum. When a space is empty, we feel an overwhelming urge to fill it. The same rule governs conversation. Most people can't tolerate silence. In social settings, even a 3-second pause creates psychological pressure. Average men rush to fill it. They ramble, over-explain, and end up revealing their insecurities, their plans, their weaknesses, just to keep the air moving. The silent man understands this vulnerability. He uses silence as a mirror. By staying quiet, he creates a social vacuum. He lets you talk. And because you're the one uncomfortable with the quiet, you keep speaking, handing over leverage without realizing it. You tell him what motivates you, what terrifies you, where your boundaries lie. He never has to interrogate you. Your own discomfort does the work for him. Robert Greene, in The 48 Laws of Power, captures this exactly. Always say less than necessary. The more you try to impress people with words, Greene argues, the more common you appear, and the less in control. But say something vague, open-ended, sphinx-like, and even a banal statement starts to sound profound. The silent man becomes a blank canvas. Because people can't easily read him, they project their own fears and desires onto him. They assume he knows more than he shows, that his silence signals deep judgment or wisdom. In a world of oversharers, the man who keeps his mouth shut automatically becomes a figure of mystery, and mystery is the bedrock of authority.
To understand the silent man, we look to Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, ruled the known world while fighting brutal wars. And he didn't rule through tantrums or grand speeches. He ruled from an internal fortress. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." For the loud man, reactiveness is the default setting. Insult him and he barks back. Things go wrong and he vents loudly. He's a puppet, and the external world holds the strings. Anyone can pull them to get a reaction out of him. The silent man has cut those strings. His silence isn't weakness, it's the ultimate form of emotional regulation. When provoked, he doesn't react immediately. He processes. He lets the initial spike of adrenaline pass through his system without letting it reach his tongue. Picture an intense argument, a boardroom, a relationship, doesn't matter. One person is screaming, gesturing, venting raw emotion. The other sits perfectly still. He listens. His expression doesn't shift. He doesn't interrupt. Who holds the power in that room? The one screaming looks out of control, weak, desperate. The silent man looks like an immovable object. By refusing to match the aggressor's chaotic energy, he deflates their leverage completely, forcing them to confront their own irrationality. His silence says, "Your emotional storm cannot move my foundation."
There's a modern cultural sickness, the obsession with announcing goals. We're told to manifest our dreams by telling the world, posting about the business we're starting, the workout routine we're adopting, the book we're writing. Behavioral psychologists call this identity-conferring outcomes. When you tell someone your goal, your brain gets a premature dopamine hit. It tricks itself into feeling the satisfaction of achievement without doing any of the actual work. The applause you get for announcing the plan drains the energy required to execute it. You become satisfied with the promise, and the execution quietly dies. The silent man doesn't fall for this. He knows talk is cheap, performance is expensive. He operates on a different ethos. Move in silence, let your success make the noise. Because he never announces his intentions, his competitors never see him coming. He builds his business, sharpens his skills, saves his capital, refines his strategy, all in the dark. He doesn't need external validation to fuel his engine. His fuel is internal. Broadcast your moves, and you hand your enemies a roadmap to sabotage you, inviting criticism, doubt, and competition before you've laid the first brick. The silent man builds the entire house before anyone realizes he bought the land. His emergence looks like overnight success to the untrained eye, but it's really the result of months or years of calculated, unbothered execution.
There's a basic law that governs the universe. Scarcity creates value. Abundant assets lose value. Rare ones skyrocket. This law doesn't just apply to gold, oil, or Bitcoin. It applies to human speech. The man who talks constantly is inflating his own currency. Because he's always speaking, his words lose weight. People start tuning him out, filing his voice under background noise. They know 90% of what he says is filler, gossip, or recycled thought. The silent man treats his words like gold bars. He hoards them. He spends them only when necessary and with surgical precision. Because he rarely speaks, his words carry real psychological weight. When he finally opens his mouth, the room goes quiet. People lean in. They know he doesn't waste breath. He isn't speaking to hear his own voice. He's speaking because he's already parsed the data, filtered the noise, and arrived at a conclusion. His communication is direct, clear, unembellished. No corporate buzzwords, no flowery language masking a lack of substance, just the reality of the situation stated plainly. This economy of language makes him an anchor in a crisis. When panic sets in and everyone's shouting over each other, people instinctively look to the man who stays quiet because his calm reads as clarity. True power is quiet because it's comfortable with itself. It doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. Next time you're in a social setting, a business meeting, an argument, challenge yourself. Resist the urge to dominate the conversation. Step back, lower your volume. Practice the discipline of the social vacuum. Listen to what isn't being said. Watch the body language of the loud performers. Notice how their volume is almost always proportional to their insecurity. You don't need to be the loudest voice in the room to be the strongest force in it. Real strength is your ability to control your tongue, observe your environment, and execute your strategy without needing the applause of the crowd. Master your silence, and you will master your world.